Okay, we're looking at all these different roots, powers and such here. So the thing that we have to remember is when we write mathematics, we write it assuming a particular order is going to happen. So here, I am supposed to be doing my exponents first and then my multiplication. So exponents before multiplication. So if I wanted to undo it, I would need to undo multiplication and then undo the exponents. If I had written this like this, then that's totally different. Then I have an exponent that I would have to undo and a parentheses. So I'd have to kind of deal with the parentheses before I kind of got out there. So let's go ahead and look at this. If I am supposed to undo the multiplication first, that means I'm supposed to divide by 6. So 1296 divided by 6 is 216, negative 216. And now I can undo my exponent, which means I'm going to take the cube root of this. Now, because it is a cube root, I will get a negative as my answer. It's not going to be imaginary. And I think 6 times 6 times 6 is that. There you go. So negative 6 is our answer. If you didn't want to just kind of guess and check that, you could do, on many of these calculators, if you hit math, this one here is a cube root, and then this one here is like whatever root you want it to be. So I, in this case, will just click 4. So it would be the cube root of 216, and it would give me my answer. I recommend you knowing what is negative or positive versus letting your calculator figure that out, because oftentimes you can really plug it in wrong, and then your calculator will tell you, obviously, the wrong answer as well. Alright, so looking at here, do you see it's the same thing? I need to undo this multiplication first before I undo this. Technically, this is actually division, so the way to undo division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 2 and multiply by 2, which just gives me 16. At this point, I have some options. So I'm going to go ahead and write this like this. Most of my kids seem to like that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. By doing the 5/4, I'll make this a little bit bigger. What's happening is that when I do this multiplication, the 5's cancel and the 4's cancel. So I'm undoing it by kind of multiplying by the flip of it, which is kind of cool. So then I have 16 to the 5/4. This is a root. So in other words, I mean I need the 4th root of 16, which is 2. And then I'm supposed to take it to the 5th power, which is 32. Alright, let's look at our last one here. Let's get a piece of paper to do this. So I have x to the negative 2/3 is equal to 1 over 16. There's a few different ways that you can go about doing this. If I multiply by a negative and a flip, I take care of everything all at once. But I still have to figure out what the negative does. So the negative, remember, flips this. So I'm now going to have 16. And then I'm just going to do it. So this means square root of 16, which is 4. This means I need to cube it, and so 4 cubed is 64. Now let's just check to make sure that's right. So the way I can check it is I would say 64 to the negative 2/3 power. And I get that. And if that's not familiar to you, you check your 1 over 16 to make sure that it gives you the same number. And it does.